Well, welcome to another fabulous flipped lesson for Mr. Moore's math class in the 5th grade. Today's lesson is on lattice. Great review for some students who know how to use lattice. And of course, maybe for some parents, it's the first time they might actually understand lattice and what we're doing. So lattice is a method that students can use, or anybody can use, in order to do multiplication problems. So we're going to walk through the steps of lattice and what it is and just do a little review on how to use lattice to solve multiplication problems. Our first step when using lattice is to determine how many digits there are in each factor of our multiplication problem. So if I gave the example 25 times 17, that would be a 2 by 2 multiplication problem because each factor has 2 digits in it. So as we move on, our second step would be to draw a box that has 2 rows and 2 columns. That's 1 row or column for each digit in our multiplication problem. So our third step is we draw diagonal lines across these boxes, and we're going to use those in order to separate our numbers as we multiply through lattice. So we can then write our factors in, and each factor or each digit from a factor has its own separate column or row. So 25, the 2 and the 5 each have their own column. 17, this 1 and the 7 each have their own row. And it's important to note too that it's okay, we could flip these around and put the 17 on top and the 25 over here, and we would be fine as we multiplied through them. And now our last thing, of course, is that we would solve. So the way we work through solving a lattice problem is we start in the upper right hand corner, just an easy, and we do 1 times 7. Well, the answer to 1 times 7 is 7. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 0 in here and a 7 in here because there's no number in the tens digit or the tens place when we multiply those two numbers. Then we move on to our next one, which is 1 times 2, and that is 2. So we're going to put 0 and 2 in here. We then move down to the next row and we get 5 times 7, which is 35. And now each number goes in a separate box. And we do 5 times 2, which would be 10. Once we've multiplied all those numbers and we've gone across each way, now we're going to add diagonally across the boxes. So, and we stay in those diagonal rows. So 5, since 5 is the only number in that row, we add it to nothing. That's 5. This next one, we have 7 plus 3 plus 0, which is 10. So we put the 0 down here. We're going to carry the 1 up to the next diagonal row. Now we add 1 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1, which would be 4. And then, of course, our last diagonal has nothing in it. So we just put a 0 here. So we would rewrite this just as an answer of 405. If we were to go on, some other examples of lattice, if I had 5 times 243, I would write the 243 across the top. I would have a 1 by 3 box now, and then the 5 would go along the side here. So then I could multiply 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 2 would be 10. And of course, now we add across the diagonal. So 5 plus nothing is 5. 1 plus 0 is 1. 2 plus 0 is 2. And 1 plus nothing is 1. So my answer to this would be 1,215. If I had a 1 by 2, such as 4 times 33, again, that would be 2 by 1. So I have 33 up here and 4 off to the side. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. Add across, so 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. And I have 1. So my answer here is 132. So that's just a quick review of lattice. To put a couple out there just for you if you want to try. As you get home, you could do 45 times 45. And then a little bit more difficult one would be 735 times 68. So if you want to bring either of these into class, you get a little bit of extra credit. Otherwise, maybe you can challenge your mom or dad to see if they know how to do lattice. Hope that helps a little bit. and do a great job.